that time of year again, and unfortunately I'm on the other side of the fence, so I got some things to say. What is up, you guys? It is your good sis Yamani Alexis. Welcome back to the channel, the video, the banger, whatever you want to call it. Today we are getting into how to get over a broken heart around this time of year. You know, the girls is pulling out all the stops for Valentine's Day, and you over there sitting lonely and you drinking a bottle of wine a day, and I don't appreciate that for you, friend. So we're gonna get into how to get over those emotions and those feelings and how to direct them in the right way. We all know the dreadful day that is coming for us single ladies. Put a ring on it, you know? But I think we need to get out of that energy of feeling like remorseful for the fact that we're single. It is late night, so my tone is kind of like seductive, so please don't mind me. It is 11:36 p.m. Let's get into the different steps that it's gonna take to mend your broken heart, okay? No one, and I mean no one, can tell you how to feel. These are your emotions to process. If this is a recent breakup, give yourself some time to feel the things that you feel. Your feelings are valid and they're yours. Don't let nobody say, oh, get over it. We've been telling you to leave so-and-so alone. We've been sort of signs you couldn't see it. No. Oh, girl, let's go out. Let's turn up. Let's do the damn thing. Let's have a hot girl winter, hot girl summer. No. Feel how you're entitled to feel. The wrongdoing was done to you, or you did the wrongdoing, but do not be afraid or do not run away from the feelings that you're feeling, because they're valid. No matter what the feelings are, they are valid, and you must feel them in order to move on from them. We are so afraid of what we think in our heads and the emotions that we feel that we try to run away from them as much as possible instead of embracing them, because embracing them is how you get over them. Okay? Get out of that why me energy and get into that Flo Milli energy. Never had a bitch like me in your life. Never had a bitch like me. Period. Okay? Stop asking why it happened to you instead of why it happened for you. Now that you guys are not together, get in the understanding and get in the bag of reflection. Reflect on where you went wrong, reflect on where the person went wrong, and reflect on how you're going to move forward with knowing the newfound information that you know. But, you know, having this woe is me mentality, like, I can't believe they did this to me, it's like, okay, people are going to be loyal to themselves before anybody else. So if they were loyal to the idea of doing something that wasn't in alignment with y'all relationship, then they were being loyal to themselves. And it was meant to be. It was meant to happen. If their feelings and their emotions and their impulses were more important than y'all union, then it wasn't really a union. Now was it? It is very important to reflect on what happened to you so you can not let it happen again. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, okay? This is my favorite one. Plot your revenge. Yes, we are going to plot our revenge in a good way. We're not going to slash his tires. We are not going to throw a brick in his window. We are not going to cut his balls off in his sleep. Okay? We're not going to tie him in the basement like a Tubi movie. We are going to plot our revenge in the most healthiest way possible that's most beneficial for our own well-being. That doesn't include jail time, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to find a way to boss up and be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be, okay? So for me, that's definitely getting into more into my looks, more into how I feel, more into my health, more into my wealth, more into my child. You can channel that hurt you're feeling and put it into other things that you're going to benefit from. Besides, I'm going to get homie jump. Or I'm going to do this, that, and the other. That type of energy shows that you still care. The best way a boss can move forward from a situation is to be unbothered. That's how you move on. I'm channeling my inner Omarion by moving on unbothered as fuck. Okay? So when you try to plot your revenge in a maniacal way, it shows that you still care. So if it's in your best interest to move on for the sake of your own well-being, dwelling on what that person did to you and plotting your revenge in a negative way will not benefit you in the long haul. We're going to take time for ourselves. Clubbing and all that aside, rebounds and all that aside, put all that aside. After you reflect, you say, this is the woman I want to be, right? And what is it going to take for me to be that woman that I want to be? When you get in alignment with the woman that you want to be, You're going to do the things that it takes to become that woman. And that moment you have when they come back around and you done leveled up 10 levels and they still stuck, they still giving mid in their life and you done elevated times 10, then they definitely gonna feel everything that you want them to feel when they see that broken windshield. Is everything they're gonna feel times 50 when they see that you elevated without them. People have big prides and egos, and when you move forward in life without them, they don't know how to take that. It's like, was I the problem? You think? Like, that has more justification in it than anything that you could physically do to harm this individual that hurt your heart. I get it. You're hurting. You're hurting. I get it. I felt that. I felt that. But I've never in my life taken the action to do something that's going to cause me more harm than good after a breakup. If that person felt like they needed to do whatever they needed to do to lose you, then that was more important to them. But plot your revenge in a good way, in a healthy way, in a non-maniacal way, okay? Get on your good foot. Oh my God, I've been watching too much of this Nicki versus Megan beef. I need you to get in your Chanel bag and not a Walmart bag, okay? Thank you. Any time that was taken away from you, any money, any love, any affection, anything that you were requiring of this person to give to you, give it back to yourself tenfold. We get so hung up over how long of a time we invested in somebody, how much feelings and how much we did for a person. We get so hung up on these things. But if these things were done from the kindness of your heart and you did it with your heart's desire, then you shouldn't be holding on to that malice. Like, I can't believe I did this for this nigga and he did this to me. Girl, it could have been whoever. Stop beating yourself up and making it a you thing. They would have did this to whoever because they're not ready. They're not ready. Maybe it's just not ready for you. Maybe you require too much. And that's not a bad thing on your behalf. It's you can't keep up, sweetie. I think this is the most important one on the list. Heal. You have to heal. You have to heal. And in order to heal, you got to feel all of these things that I just said. Like the getting the revenge. I know it sounds cruel, but getting your revenge is a personal revenge to yourself. Reflection is very much so needed in healing. Whenever you look back and you reflect on the things that went wrong in any situation and you learn from those mistakes and you move forward in a more healthy way, that is healing within itself. So all of these points that I've mentioned this far led up to the blanket statement, which is to heal. Healing also means to spend time alone. A lot of people are afraid to live in their own thoughts. And it's kind of sad that you can't be alone for 10 minutes without like something distracting you from the idea of sitting in your thoughts and living with the actions that you made to get you to this situation, whether they were good or bad, and be like, God damn, I did do that, didn't I? Why did I do that? Do I not love myself? Or is it that I have these big insecurities that allow me to do this? Like literally sit with yourself and reflect on your whatever it is that you're going through right now and really pinpoint the problem, the root issue of why you're going through what you're going through. I know it may be the most difficult task right now, depending on how fresh the situation is, but you have to think positive. Nothing I've ever been through with relationships has ever stopped me from thinking that one day I will be marrying my Prince Charming. Okay? Nothing in my mind diverted me from the idea that one day I'm going to be married and have the family I desire. Nothing in my mind, nothing I've ever been through ever stopped me from saying, yo, I'll give up on love. I don't want to try no more. I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm going to dog these niggas out. Not one time have I even fathomed the thought of not being in love ever again. Nothing has ever beaten me down so bad where I'm like, yo, I don't know if I could take another hit. Nothing, because I think positive. I'm very much so an optimistic person, and I'll be damned if somebody else fuck up, stop me from getting what I deserve in this life. I put in too much hard work with every relationship, with everybody I love. I put in too much hard work not to get my payback, not to get my lick back, and in a good way. I'm getting it back in blood. You hear me? Every lashing that I done took, every heartbreak that I done endured is gonna result in a beautiful story one day. I'm gonna be able to sit down with my husband and we gonna be able to talk about things and laugh at the things that we've been through that got us to this point. We gonna look at our grandkids and tell them stories. Nothing in my mind that I've ever been through, I promise you, no heartbreak that I've ever been through has stopped me from thinking positive and knowing that God is going to give me my husband one day. I promise you that. I am fresh out of a breakup. It's going on 2 months. And I'm still like, yeah, my husband is out there. I thought it was him, but my husband is out there. Every day I wake up feeling bomb. I feel good about myself. But you know why? Because number one, I got God on my side. I pray. I think positive. That's why. Nothing is going to stop. No, not one monkey going to stop my circus. Not one monkey stopping my show. I promise you that. I promise you that. Whatever. Another man's garbage is another man's gold. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. So what you don't value, another man will. Bye. Your loss, homie. I don't take it personal. You did your big one. You did what you felt was necessary. You just didn't think I would find out about it. And shame on you, I did. But I'm going to get what I deserve. And it's not you. Before you start going out in this world and making other people feel the hurt that you're feeling, that they had nothing to directly do with, heal and think positive. Everything is, oh, the world is ending and this, that, and the other. The world can't end before I find my man. I say that all the time. All people are like, oh, the world is ending. The ice caps in Antarctica are melting. Yeah. I want to see the earth end before I get my husband. I want to see the world end before I find my husband. God, I serve a mighty God, and I know he ain't gonna let me go out like that. Okay? That's how positive. Yo, people cannot take to my optimism. I'm not gonna hold you. My last relationship, they could not understand how I thought so positively. Why I acted off impulse about a lot of things. How I could just up and quit jobs and have so much faith in God and never fell on my face. I mean, I scraped my knee, but I never fell on my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have this undenying faith, unwavering faith that everything is going to be okay. And I need that to penetrate to somebody in this video. I promise you, if you don't get nothing else out of this video, please take... Pray, number one. Make God first, number one. But number two, directly after that, is to have faith. And then having faith automatically makes you think positively. I need you to do that for you. Prioritize God, prioritize yourself, and prioritize your thoughts. Because the way you think is what manifests in your reality. If you don't have faith that God, that God not gonna work out in your favor, then He's not. He's like, she don't believe it anyway. So why I gotta do it? Why I'm wasting my blessings? I could give it to homegirl. I could give it to Shirley down the block. She believe in me. She get on her knees and pray every night. She get up and she thank me every day for a new day. Why I gotta give it to Susan? Susan don't think she gonna be alive in 5 years. Susan feel like her heart is broken so bad that she about to pass away this very month. No, I'm not gonna send Joe over there to tell her she beautiful today, to give her hope, because she don't believe it. I completely derailed this entire video. Me not care. Because God has to be priority in your life. Has to. And partially the reason why your relationships are not working out, because you don't go to God first and consult with Him. Me personally, I ask God to remove anybody out of my life that He doesn't deem necessary, and that's in my path. There's people sitting in your life right now, including friends, families, loved ones, relationships, spouses, wives, husbands, all of that you did not consult with God about. There's somebody in your life and they were disguising themselves as a speed bump and they're really a roadblock, and you're not seeing it as a positive opportunity to move away from situations that don't belong in your destiny. You wondering why things is not going right for you? This because you're still attached to people that don't deserve your blessings. The moment you wake up and think positive about how you're going to move forward after this situation has completely boggled you down to the point where you're like, yo, I have nothing left. Think positive. Go to God. And I'll watch the blessings start pouring in. Watch the blessings just start pouring in. When you don't let how a human made you feel, when you don't let how a human made you feel supersede God, watch how the blessings start pouring in. Yo, and this is no shade, this is no slight to nobody. I promise you, when I let go and relinquish, once I asked God for that specific prayer, I said, Lord, I had an instance that came up a week before we broke up. I said, Lord, if this man is not for me, please show me. Please show me. We have been running into so many issues over the years, and I'm just like, I'm putting up with all this shit. Like, God, if this man is not for me, please show me. A week later, I got my answer. And I'm thinking it's going to happen within a few days. I'm like, well, I'm still mad. Like, it's not going to happen when you expect it to. Oh, baby. It's when you just getting back in the groove of things. Y'all not mad at each other no more. Y'all had some bomb makeup sex. And it's like, oh, yeah, we good. We back at it. All right, cool. Bam. Knocked me completely off my pivot. You know what happened? When I found out what I found out, I didn't shed a tear. I didn't shed a tear. I punched the wall. I got angry, yeah. Because it's like, and then when I recall you back from that moment, I was like, you know what? I asked God for this. And he gave me my answer. This is my answer. Once I felt how I felt, and I entitled myself to those feelings, I sat back and I reflected and I said, I asked God for this. I said, you know what? Thank you, God. I appreciate your efforts. I thank you for the discernment that you gave me to remember that I even asked you for this in the first place. And you know what I did? I said, oh, it's time to work on you, baby. You done spent so much time on somebody that don't even deserve you, that wasn't even meant to be in your life. It's time to get on your pivot. When I say the blessings was overflowing and haven't stopped since, I'm still flabbergasted. I still cover my mouth at the things that's happening in my life, present day. Present day. I'm telling you, go to God, give it to God, make him your priority, then make yourself a priority and think positive. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. You could bump into your husband going to Starbucks tomorrow. But you got to get that funk off of you. Because the energy aligns with energy. So if that man energy is completely open and accepting to meeting you and you're not, y'all going to walk past each other. And then a few months later, y'all going to link back up when you feeling better. And then he's going to be like, you know, I've been seeing you around for a while. And you're going to be like, really? I never seen you before? Because your mind is on other things that don't got no business being on. You could have been married and walked back down the aisle by now, but you so hung up over homie. Your blessing is sitting right across the restaurant from you. They watch you on a consistent basis. They see when you happy. They see when you sad. They see who you talk to on a regular basis. They're watching you because they want to know when the right time is to approach. But they can't approach you because your energy is so wrapped up in somebody it does not need to be on. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Now that you reflected on everything, now that you gave it to God, let it go. Giving it to God is literally like letting it go. Like, God, thank you. Take it all away. Pray for discernment moving forward. Pray for healing. Pray for your emotions. Pray for your sanity. All those things. All those things. And give it to God and let it go. Go on about your day every day. In the beginning, like the first couple of weeks, I had so much time on my hands. And I never realized how much time I was giving to another person. Until I let it go. And I was like, oh my God. I have all this newfound time on my hands. I can learn a new language. I can do a multitude of things. I can teach myself how to knit. I can The opportunities are endless. I swear I didn't realize how devoted I was to a person. To the point where let's keep it a buck, I put them before God, before myself. Because I was hung up over this idea of, oh, I gotta be married, I gotta be married, I gotta be married. When I let this situation go, I said, oh, God gonna give me my husband. He'll come when he come. Whatever. I let him focus on me. I'm doing me. I'm taking care of me, my business, my kid. I'm doing me. My husband ready to walk down the aisle. He know where to find me. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. My energy is completely different. I went from desperation to in God's timing. I went from desperation to when God is ready for me to be married, I shall be. I spent so much time making sure this man knew that I was wifey material. Knowing damn well I was wifey material before I even went into this situation. But I gotta prove something to you? Please. If you couldn't see it, so be it. And the last and final tip is, I hope I'm not coming off too harsh in this video, because I just really feel a strong passion for this. Not only because I just went through this and I'm currently going through this, but because a lot of people get so hung up. Like, get so hung up on heartbreak, and it's like, it's not that deep. It's a lesson to be learned and to move forward and to love again. And with that being said, whenever you're ready, go date again. But the whole rebounding thing is not healthy either. So when you're ready, when you've taken the time out to heal, when you've listened to your inner thoughts, when you've went to God and you feel like you're comfortable enough to go back out on the dating scene, then you do that. You do that. There's nothing wrong with it. Take as long as you need. Go to God about it. When God said, my child, you are ready, then you go back out on the streets and do your thing. Selectively. With everything that you've learned. Don't ever go back out making the same mistakes. So that's why I said, whenever you're ready to fully embrace the dating scene again, because it's rough out here in these streets. Not that I know, because I've been to myself by myself. But I don't want to be bothered. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Okay? That's how I feel. Left me alone. Left me alone. I have too much riding on God right now. I have too much riding on myself. I have too much I need to do. Am I in conversations with folks? Yeah, sure. I care too much about what I have going on right now and where I'm going. So I just can't. I can't. Like, it stresses me out to even think about it. Like, learning somebody again from scratch and all those things. Like, I don't have time for it. I don't care. I don't. But if you're at that stage and you're ready to date again, you're ready to love again, by all means do it. But don't walk around with that extra baggage. So if you're ready to date again, that means you've healed. So it's one thing to keep your eyes open, but to walk around with those insecurities that somebody else gave to you, baby, please don't do that. Baby, please don't do that. Please. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video because I feel like I can talk about this topic for a million years. Okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that anything that I said in this video helped you along your heartbreak journey to the road to loving again. I hope that it resonated with somebody. Send this to somebody that you feel may be going through this very situation right now and that this could possibly help them. Okay? I love you guys. If you liked anything I said, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I post, which is going to be next freaking Sunday. And with that being said, Yamani Alexis signing out and signing off.